Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to talk about direct season. How so direct season? Because direct season is normal, it's the normality of the flow and movement of the planets in our sky. But happens that for a long time it was at least one planet in retrograde, right? It was at least one perspective, one group of specific desires that was attracting us and was forcing us to deal with and see or think or feel or attract some things from the past, or not attracting things from the past, but attracting things from the present using a way that we have already used before. And as of like maybe 4 days ago, 5 days ago, everything is direct now. The last planet to go direct was Uranus in Taurus. And I think it's very interesting and also important because everything turned direct right before Aquarius season started, or like during the cusp between Capricorn and Aquarius, right? And that's the universe, our spirits working collectively, telling us, hey bro, this Aquarius season, it's time to go forward. It's time to go further. It's time to not hold back and don't care about certain things that do not take place in your life consistently or frequently. You know what I'm saying? Things from the past, family members that you see once in a while, people that you see once in a while, they don't matter. Even people that you see often, but they are not a part of your business, process, entertainment, whatever, in a consistent way, if they're always in some other type of realm and only once in a while they relate with you, or they support you, or they expand with you, okay, they don't matter, and you have to tell them. Like I was saying on yesterday's live stream, if you are not being yourself, if you're not thinking for yourself, if you're not creating something for yourself, you're not my friend. Doesn't mean I hate you. Doesn't mean I see you as a lesser being. No, you're just not my friend. Especially if you are a female, or if you are a very communicative person in general, or like me, I have an Aquarius sun on the third decan, so I'm way more Libra, librarian, work in the library, keeping all the knowledge, you must be quiet in the library, you must respect others so others can read and learn and create new thoughts for themselves, right? And then, because it's actually weird, now that I think about it, because growing up, I was seen as arrogant from far away. People close to me always knew I was super funny, outgoing, trying to make others laugh and realize other type of stuff, weird stuff, right? But growing up from the outside, I will be seen as arrogant and cold and hard and bad. And right now, recently, I've been seen as relatable. Even there was this person that they said that I pretend to be all happy and all positive, and then I'm harsh. No, bro, I don't pretend to be happy and positive. Basically, that person got lost into my rising, Libra rising. That person, the only thing they really saw from me was my rising, my first house. Bro, I got 11 more. I got 11 more houses. And sometimes, don't you get fooled? Sometimes it's not, oh, they can't see, oh, they don't know better. No, no, no. Sometimes they either distracted, not really interested in you, or they are and they make that up subconsciously, because to them, not even you might not even be thinking about it in that way, but to them you are in a certain position, or you express yourself in a certain way, or you have this group of friends that they want as well, and they see you in a form of jealousy, so they create that so they create that facade where they reject to see other lights from you. They reject to really understand you. They reject to go and really deepen your connection. You know what I'm saying? And that's, bro. And once again, how do I go from being seen as rude, ruthless, and like mean to, oh, you pretending to be all positive? You, bro, have you ever watched any of my YouTube videos? Even the gaming videos. I ain't like super relatable. I ain't asking for likes and subscriptions. At least not a lot, right? I'm not like talking about what everybody else talks about. And surely I'm not using shadow government terms and logistics to connect with others. So people really got stuck in my rising, bro, and they did not went further than that to see my real self, because you don't need to walk too much. You reach the fifth house, I got a bunch of lights there, right? So it's really I don't know what, a choice. People perhaps see it, but they be like, no, there is no way. And then when they see it, no, that's my way. That's what you were thinking I was. It's actually only a natural facade, because you have natural facades. Your rising, for an example, and your 10th house as well is a facade that, if you are not too demonic, it's natural, because the 10th house you can force others to see you in a certain way, as in responsible or organized or business like. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not too demonic, if you just being yourself and you allow others to see you as you really are, the 10th house can be a natural facade. But the first house is a natural facade. You cannot make that up. You cannot make your first house up. It just, it's how you, it's your personality, personal interests, personal insecurities. You are born with them. You know what I'm saying? So, direct season though. Everything is direct. Right as Aquarius season was starting, telling us the path is ahead. The way to look in right now is to look into the future and drill your way through anything, bro. Literally. Remember, Aquarius first is what people call bacon. That's very funny, but it's like the waves. And those are not water waves. Those are waves in general, because you have sound waves, you have light waves, you have heat waves, you have water waves, you have even in terms of information and charts, you have fluctuation waves, or in trading, you have the Elliott waves. You know what I'm saying? So waves in itself goes way beyond than water and the ocean, right? What does that mean? Means change, movement. Scientifically speaking, a wave is the movement of something that does not waste energy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you do not apply force. No, it's something like that, like, because you see a lot birds in the sea, they floating, and the wave comes by and they stay in the same place. You know what I'm saying? So a wave is basically a form to transmit energy, but a lot of energy in a very efficient way. I don't know all the scientific words right now, but it sums up to that: a way, a form to communicate, to move energy in the most efficient way, right? And when you think about it, Aquarius is very much like that. Aquarius likes to think differently, and not think only, but act differently. You know what I'm saying? Aquarius like to sometimes be different just because, just the case, just to be different, just to provoke a reaction, just to provoke a movement, just to provoke a wave, okay? And that's Aquarius. Aquarius are the water bearers. They are not the water, they are the bearers. They are the ones that direct. The water is the water, but the wave is caused by the Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? So, take all your baggage, take all your things, and jump into this train, which is heading into the future. You, like, it's not enough for you to think for yourself, okay? Right now, you have to express it. And you don't need to make a YouTube channel, you don't need to be a TikToker, but around your family and friends, around the people that you spend most time with. If they're talking some bullshit that you do not agree or you do not accept within yourself, you gotta place limits and boundaries. Because remind you, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. Limits and boundaries, restrictions. But it's the external side. So you better start expressing your limits and boundaries. Because around me, ain't nobody talking about movie shot, Resident Evil, and wearing masks in the carnival, right? Because it's not like I punished them. I didn't engage, or was like, hey, yeah. Because then, as an Aquarius, you learn how to say something, or you learn how to make that wave without saying too much. Because the most important resource for an Aquarius is information. Those are your bullets. Lost Aquarius always looking for a target to shoot, always looking for an opportunity to let those guns loose. But they don't know that once somebody knows you have a gun, or when somebody knows what type of gun you have and when you shoot them and your perfect targets, they can play around you. Alright? They can know, oh, he's going to say this, or he's going to defend this topic, so let me not talk it, or let me talk about it in front of somebody that's gonna make him embarrassed, or let me make the Aquarius react in this way and I'm just joking with them, just being the joker. You know what I'm saying? So don't be too fixed in some like information, what's right, what's wrong, but really, Saturn is in Aquarius as well, right? You have to construct something real based off your own way, your own fixed way to think, communicate, and analyze. And then it all starts and it all fruits with your associations, all right? The type of information you associate yourself with, the type of video games, the type of people. Because, for an example, being a part of the soul group is not necessarily good. Because most people on the soul group, they're not really spiritual, or they're not really real. So if somebody that never saw, they don't know what the soul group is, when they learn about the soul group and then they know you are a part of it, even though you might not be as non-logical, you might not be as emotional as many people is on the soul group, you are associated with that. Alright, that's why I say I shout out to my soul group, not Dolo's, because it's not even Dolo's soul group. Even Dolo has find some troubles associating himself with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially like it's in the proof. Like last night's open panel, I watched a bit, which was great actually. But it's Aquarius season, so come on, bro. But you wait until we go into Pisces season. It's going to come back. People emotional, asking for astrology questions, laying in the bed, in the dark, trolling. Like, Dolo, me, my partner, we're trying to change the world. We're trying to show you and ourselves that you don't need to do life as your parents were doing. You don't need to do life as they tell you in television and school. You can do it. It's okay. I don't hate you if you do that. But you don't need to. And for me, I can't do it the other way. There is no way back for me. Alright? There is no way back. Because I was there. It's not like I'm running away from something. No, I know. I was there and was like, bro, nah, you know what? Nah. there is not enough purpose here. There is not enough room for expansion. There is not enough room for my own self. You know what I'm saying? So, in order to change the world, we need to participate at least a little bit with the shadow government because they have the most resources right now. So, and even if that was not the case, even if we just connecting with normal people, we gotta look good, we gotta sound good, we gotta sound real. And think about it, most people are lost in their emotions. Most people are lost in their desires. So they will not see the soul group as a changing force if the soul group was just a bunch of people like them. There is a reason why Dolo and I, we separate. When we're doing the readings, we separate the soul group, or if you are spiritual inclined, we separate that. Because if you are spiritually inclined, you are not in those emotional states that the tarot is reading. You know what I'm saying? So, really, you gotta be different, you gotta be yourself, and you gotta look around and be like, bro, everybody is like, not everybody, like most people is like that. So let me not be like that. For an example, right? And especially right now, it's really important to openly say, I'm not associated with this type of people. And it's never like, oh, I'm not associated with you, you, and you. It's a type of people. It's a thought process. Like I was saying some days ago, Capricorn is the right answer or the wrong answer. Aquarius, the evolution of Capricorn, is the right thought process or the wrong thought process. So it's not like, oh, it's that guy, I'm not associated, that guy sucks. No, it's like, oh, that guy, he was being in that way, or he was thinking and communicating in that way, or he was associated with those type of things. So I'm a step back. It's not about the person, it's about how is that person being, in what state is that person is, right? And that's why I don't hate anybody that I've separated from. Never. Like, I didn't do it for them, I did it for me, right? So, but right now, if you want to go to new spaces, if you want to go to better spaces, more clear, more logical, more into the future, more into expansion, more into uniqueness, creativity, excitement, but also consistency, you have to be very clear about your association. You have to be very clear. I do not associate myself with those type of people. I do not associate myself with those type of business. Yeah, you might do things that way. You might get a bit more money, but not all money is good money. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Because you might make more money, but you also more tired. You also more limited. You also more afraid. You also more stressed. You also less creative. You also less charismatic, talking to others and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's also time for that Aquarius season. Everything direct. Be very clear on your discernment. Okay? Because I have an Aquarius stellium. I've been through this my whole life. Which is, most people only see what's in front of them. And what's in front of them, it's like 5% of what really is. Bro, I remember trying to explain to my friends, even before I was into spirituality, I tried to explain them. We were like at a bar, and I was trying to explain that this chair is not really stable. That chair is energy and frequency and vibration condensed in that shape and form, you know? And then that's like on a scientific point, but there is a lot like, oh, that person reached that position, that person must do this, that person must do that, that person must feel like that. And you, if you have very clear discernment, you know, no, actually there is that and that and that, and actually that person is not so much of that because they are doing what you think they are doing, they are not doing that in that way. They're doing that in this way that allows them to reach that faster or lighter. You know what I'm saying? And many times during the soccer season, it will be very much about you. People be like, oh, you this, you don't look so this. You got this much money, but you don't look like you work a lot. Smart investments, because like most people do not understand how money works. Basically, I was trying to develop here some good words, but most people do not understand how money works. For an example, most people around me, they don't understand my choices. They barely tolerate it. Some get emotional triggered by them, but they do not understand my choice of separating from my friends, not having like a normal job, not because I went to college. I didn't finish the degree, but I went to college, so I know what it's like. And my only argument, because I have more, but that's the only I need. They'd be like, "Oh, you make money. Is that stave? Or you should be working. You should be this. You should be that." The only thing that I say, because they never say that directly to me, that they say that to somebody that knows me and that it reaches to me. So if I will talk to them, I would say, bro, how many people, including you know are rich? Obviously, that answer will be like zero, because I will ask them in your personal life, because they might know Bill Gates through internet and shit like that. But in your personal life, how many people do you know that are rich? Most people gonna say somebody that they think they are rich, but they're not really rich, because I'm talking about really rich. I'm not talking about having a better house, having a better car, but still a slave. No, I'm talking really rich. You know what I'm saying? You choose when to go on vacation. You choose your next project. Alright? Things like that. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anybody that is like that, because everybody follows the same pattern. And out of that pattern, how many people got rich? Zero. So why the fuck you want me to follow that path? And that's it, that's all. Why you want me to follow a path that does not lead to being rich? And this is just only from the shadow government perspective. This is only being very limited and very demonic thinking about money. Because there is way more. There is freedom, creativity, being able to travel spiritually to new and better spaces. Don't feel heavy, don't feel stressed, feel okay with yourself, feeling purposeful. There is so many more things than stability. Stability is very important, yes, but bro, you can have stability in any realm, in any space. You can have peace of mind in any realm. You can have a fulfilled purpose in any realm, in any case. No, you can't. You gotta make it. You gotta make it on your own. You know what I'm saying? So why do these people want me and themselves to follow a path that does not lead to richness? Not physically, not spiritually. I don't understand. I will never will. Never will. Never, bro. Never. Never. And I used to tell this to my parents. And they were like, you kinda right. Just 1 month later to will ask me again, oh, shouldn't you find a job? Shouldn't you? And I would get a bit mad, not because of the question, but because, bro, I explained it to you already. And you guys still don't understand. Because because if it's not to be great, if it's not to be awesome and have a real life, bro, I don't care. Fuck it then. If it is to be a slave my whole life, bro, fuck life. Fuck life, there is more to existence. There is birth, there is death. Fuck life then, bro. If it is to be a slave, fuck life. Bro, and that's pretty much the Aquarius motto. If it's not to be great, if it's not to have your own way to think, if it is not to have your own unique stability, fuck it. Fuck it, bro. It's not worth it, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro, it's not worth it. And there is no real example that I can show you, right? Because it's personal, it's up to you if it's worth it or not. But Trust me, trust me. I've known many people personally and non-personally that they were very rich and they still kill themselves. They still got depressed. They still got anxiety. So it's not about how you make that money also, it's about how you make that money. It's not about what amount of money you make, it's how you make it. Did you grow, for an example, on YouTube, did you grow your YouTube channel naturally? Making videos that you were really interested in, and you grow, you learn from yourself, you learn from making your own videos, or were you using somebody else's content? Were you using one of those tools where you buy viewers? You know what I'm saying? Or were you using real unique content, or were you using like a, a common sense, what's normal and entertaining type of content? Because if you do use that to grow your YouTube channel, you need to make more and more and more. Like Mr. Beast, it's a great example, because his videos, they were getting crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. And the thing is, if he does not keep getting crazier and crazier, his audience will drop. It's not about, he cannot maintain a level of craziness. He cannot, okay, that's the threshold, we will not be more crazy than that, but we're still being as crazy as we were. No, that's not enough. Because how we grew was doing more, bigger, and there is a limit to that. So eventually, he will have to stop making videos like he gained so much success from, right? Because he was using something that others thought was entertaining and exciting and cool. Mr. Beast was not making that thing interesting. He was using others' interests or others' notions of what is interesting and exciting. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, it's really query season, everything is direct, nothing holding you back, only yourself. Let's go into some tarot cards of today. We already took a card on our Discord server. Type !Discord on the chat to reach it. And it was the Queen of Cups. So great emotional support is here for you, but are you open enough? And can you use that emotional support in the right areas of your life? Those are the questions you should be asking yourself. Great emotional support. And in order to receive the great emotional support, you gotta be fixed on your own way to feel, have emotions, and receive stuff. Let's see what complements this. Oh, I have no napkins here. Oh, let's go. 9 of Wands. So we can raise, we can elevate how we feel, how we express ourselves. We can elevate our creativity. We can elevate how we get excited, and we can elevate both our spiritual awareness, our spiritual understanding of things, and how we express our belief and spiritual belief systems as well. Because you might be into religion, you might think that's spiritual, and it's not. It's just a belief system. While if you are spiritual, you have a spiritual belief system. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Third card of today. Oh, let's go. Oh, death, just like yesterday. Just like yesterday. Alright? So, in the end of all this, you're gonna either transform, kill a thought, kill a feeling, or you're gonna realize, bro, I was transforming. You're gonna realize I'm coming out of a transformation space. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's actually great. Because it's the last part of the pyramid. It's not, you're not starting with this, with transformation, with death, and then it originates something else. No, it started with great emotional support, allows you to elevate how you see and feel and express about yourself and your spiritual belief systems. And then you're gonna be like, bro, I didn't realize, but I transformed in how much I trust myself, in how I see myself, in how powerful I look and I hear myself right now. And that's great. That's great. If you aren't, because you can be just flunk and be like, no, that thing is going away. Bro, that thing was poisoning you. But I love it. Gotta stop joking with feelings and emotions. Oh, and let's take a dragon oracle for today. What does the dragon oracle represent, if you guys don't know? So a dragon is the best creation, the best vehicle, the most sufficient vehicle, not the strongest, not the most powerful. It's like a combination with the most powerful, the fastest, the lightest, the one that goes the fastest without using so much energy, right? So a dragon is the best vehicle, the best body for in a specific realm. So if you as a spirit are the creator, if that's the best body, if that's the strongest body, the strongest creation, it means that the spirit that created that is the strongest and wisest spirit in a specific location. So when we take a card from the Dragon Oracle, it's telling us where is that space, because it's not about you following, oh, that's a great spirit, let's go and ask him. No, the goal is, oh, that's the great spirit and he's there, so let me go there as well. Let me go to that space and see things and feel and experience through that angle so I can be the wisest as well. You know what I'm saying? It's about that. It's not about, oh, that spirit, let's ask him how to do this. No, it's be like, oh, he was in that space. He was using these tools to make this. Let me go to that space. Let me go those or similar tools in order to try to accomplish that as well. So basically, the Dragon Oracle card is a help, a space of help, a message to remind you of your purpose. Because sometimes there is no space out there that will help you. You just need to remind that there is also spaces within you that you can travel. Okay? But if you are growing and expanding, sometimes you have to go into a new external space because the spaces internally you created or attracted them. So there is new things in there, but spiritually speaking, not quite, because you as a spirit already went through those. Alright, Silver Dragon. Okay, this is associating with the moon, associating with being calm, cool, collected, strategic, wise, letting the blood be within you. Don't bring the blood, the passion, the it, your expressions and your creativity. Don't let those things come out too often. Be smart and wise to when to bring those things out, to whom and where, and in what degree. Very much or very little. You have to decide, you have to be aware of it. But there is great wisdom for you internally. Okay? Internally. If you don't know, don't say. If you aren't sure, don't do it. All right? Or if you don't know, ask internally. Go look internally. Don't go look externally. All right? All right, okay. So, let's take now a card, or before the card, hold on. Before we take the cards, let me do myself first. Mercury was in retrograde, now went direct in Capricorn. So we are moving forward with our new thoughts, our new mentalities, and our new ways to communicate about new, creative, practical, sufficient, stable, and profitable circumstances of or ways to conduct business, because most people and some Capricorns, they don't see themselves in the astrology or in this or in that, because Capricorn most times it's not the business, it's not the product, it's how you make it, it's how you conduct your business. And then Taurus is the profit or is the product, you know what I'm saying? Then Mars was also retro in Gemini. All right, so now we are moving forward with the information, with the logicality, with how we associate and share our intelligent and logical views and perspectives to the world. We are putting that forward through passion, motivation, anger, and frustration. So, your frustrations, for an example, because frustration is seen negatively, but your frustration sometimes is what saves your spirit, right? Because sometimes your spirit is like, bro, I like this space, but there is something in here, bro, and your spirit starts to move a lot and a lot and a lot, and then it changes the space, it changes itself, or it moves to a different space or to a different angle to view a solution. Or sometimes when you are frustrated about something, you push through, you break the limit. You know what I'm saying? So something that was getting you frustrated before in communicating and associating your information with others, right now can be the solution. Perhaps you realize you shouldn't be communicating with that group of people anyway, for an example. And Uranus was also retrograde, and Uranus was the last one to leave the retrograde state. So now it's time to go direct, to move forward those things or with those things which is unique, new, and original ways to have fixed, consistent, or stubborn stability, profit, efficiency, security, and receive in a fixed and constant way love, validation, and profit, esoterically speaking, validation. Physically speaking, money or resources. All right? So, and I think actually that's the most important, because we just entered the Aquarius season and this went direct and it co-rules Aquarius, but it is in Taurus. So we are learning how to be more real. And I think it's not even people like me and my beautiful partner and Dolo. It's like the normal people are really understanding that the old way does not work anymore, and that it didn't really work back then. People were just allowing and content with those sacrifices, and even people participating in the system right now or for some years, they always knew that system wasn't like the right thing to do. And right now they are realizing, bro, we really need to participate in more unique, in more new, in more changing and creative ways to have fixed security. You know what I'm saying? And that's important, because that will allow the masses to receive my message, for an example, in a more clear, less biased way. So I'm gonna grab some napkins and I'll see you soon for the card readings. So, let's go. Let's take a card, a tarot card for each and everyone. And then I was thinking about, for an example, tomorrow is Mercury Day, so I'll be live on IG doing a tarot reading for each and every sign. I think that would be nice. So, let's take a card for Mercury direct. So, what changed? Or what was the main changes in our minds, in how we think, how we communicate, and how we logically analyze? What is changing? Or what changed the most from Mercury retro to Mercury direct in Capricorn? Oh, boom. Oh, Queen of Swords. Ah, that's great. You know why? Because basically, Mercury going direct in Capricorn is allowing you to realize that you have great mental support, that you have great relationship or conversational or social support. And perhaps you were not seeing that. Perhaps you were not feeling that way. Perhaps you already had this in your life, but you were not thinking in that way because you were looking at your current circumstances on a past, old, and outdated way. But now that you are upgrading, you are up to par, you can see, bro, actually, that was irritating me, or I was not even aware of that, but that is some great mental support. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That's the change. You are now with your Mercury, with your mind, you are allowed to see, recognize, and use great mental, relation, or social support. But you have to be fixed on your own way to think and communicate in order to really use this great support, because you can receive a lot of validation because you talking about a hot topic right now that has nothing to do with reality. So you are receiving that great support, but you're not using it in the right areas of your life. Okay, that's an example. Let's move on to Mars. Mars was retro in Gemini, is now direct. So your passions, motivations, anger, frustrations, and deep desires were and still are being talked, being thought, being associated and shared in a very light, I don't care, detached, cold way, in a very logical, informational, scientifical, doing research type of way. So what is the main change, or what was the main changes between Mars retrograde in Gemini and now Mars retrograde, Mars direct in Gemini? What was the main changes? Four of Swords. So, hold on. Okay, so it didn't change much because it's still air, but now we more clear, we more expressive, we more direct, we more focused, we are more pinpointed. Basically, we know where to go. It's like you are in the same car, in the same road, in the same conditions, but now you know where to go, and that changes everything. Because remember, Mars is in Gemini, so a lot of scatteredness can arise. So this 4 is really bringing structure. You knowing what it is and what is not. You knowing how to communicate your passions and not to how communicate that passions, because to that person, that's the best way to talk to that. And it's not about that person, it's about how you interact, because it's mutable, bro. It goes like, it's about how you interact with that person, so you know what's the best way for you to communicate with that person. It's not even, oh, that person prefers to receive the message in this way. No, it's like, I know when we interact, it usually happens this, or usually it goes like that. So let me do this in this way or not in this way. You know what I'm saying? But you have more clarity, you have more focus, you have more, or there is the possibility, if you are evolving, if you are moving forward, there is the focus, there is the structure, there is the organization, there is the direction and the expression of what you were already doing with less focus and less direction. And now let's go to Uranus in Taurus. Great live. I gotta go. Thank you. No problem. Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions. A whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Thank you very much for being here. Consider dropping a like, consider subscribing, and you can also book a service with me, a natal chart reading, a tarot reading, or an astro reading. Everything in the link tree in the description down below. Let's go. Oh, interesting. Scorpio. No, it's not Scorpio. My bad. It's serpent. Serpents, which is serpent, right? It's pretty obvious, but it's the Four of Cups for Uranus going direct in Taurus. So what does that mean? This means, like just the Four of Swords, it means that we have more direction, we have more clarity, we have more focus and structure, but about our feelings, about our emotions, about our intentions, about our purposeful, about our meanings and reasonings behind the physical circumstances that we are participating and being fixed on. It's also about, I just had a key word, your attractions. It's you being able to make sense. Oh, I attracted that. And I attracted that when I was in the flunked out space. Shit, kill it! Or not kill it, because it's cups, you still need to take care of your ghost, but like, bro, you gotta be like, you a ghost, man. You know? You gotta talk to yourself like, no, you a ghost. This part, you a ghost. I created you when I was in the flunked out space, and you do not serve our current states anymore. But you can serve us as a memory of what states to not be in. For an example, and you're giving purpose to something that was toxic. You're giving up, bro. That's a great example. I always think about Lilo and Stitch, the series, not the movie, the series, because in that series, basically you have this big. It's not really bad, but you have the scientist, right? The four eyes, and the four eyes means something in itself, but I'm not going to explain that right now. And he created a bunch of experiments of creatures in balls with numbers, and I think Stitch is a 369, because if it is, it's so spiritual, it's so esoteric, that meaning. But those balls, the experiments get activated when they touch water. So those demons activate when you get too emotional, when you get around your insecurities, or when somebody triggers them, right? And what Lilo does, Lilo finds places for these monsters that were this. I always remember this episode, I don't know why, but it was this creation, this monster, that he was very good at cutting things, right? He had like razor claws. And that monster was cutting the law, everything, but in a chaotic way. And what Lilo does is, she finds out that the best place for that creature to be is actually the hair salon, because it needs to cut shit every day, but in a purposeful way, in a sophisticated way, in a beautiful way, because it's air from the ladies and the gentlemen, right? And that's exactly what you gotta do with your flunked out emotions, your flunked out feelings, and your mentalities that you created when you were in not such a great state. You can't just throw them out, because they will come back stronger. You can't seal them, because eventually they will break the seal, and if they break the seal, that means that they got stronger than the one that casted the seal, aka you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find a purpose. You have to find a place for those monsters to be in. And sometimes you're gonna discover that that monster was actually protecting you. That monster was actually reminding you to not go. That shit was scaring you, so you didn't go that way. You created that monster to scare you because you don't want to go that way, but you're so stubborn as a spirit, you keep going that way. So you create something dark and scary, so every time you start to go that way, you get scared and you turn back. For an example, bro. And it's really this. This is the Four of Cups, making sense, bringing structure, bringing clarity, bringing direction, and expressing a bit more your feelings, emotions, subconscious things that come out of the subconscious realm, attractions, manifestations, pleasure, senses of privacy, and emotional security as well. All right? And it's very interesting that we got two fours on Mars and on Uranus, because basically those are the ones that really changed. Because the change in Mercury is just you realizing or seeing something that was already there, and you are seeing that in a different way. It's like, imagine I had a fly always around me, but I'm so focused on the live stream, I do not realize the fly is there. And then I realize, oh, it's there. That's what's happening with Mercury going direct. Something was already there, great mental support was already there, but now you are realizing, or you changed your mind, you were seeing that as something that was not the great support, and now you are seeing that as the great support. So your perspective changed, basically. With Mars and Uranus, it's different because you are bringing more, you are doing more, you are doing more structure, more sense, more logical, more this, more that, you know? So it's, you gotta really, so basically Mercury going direct, it's very easy to update. You just need to download from yourself, okay? Mars and Uranus, not only you got to download the information from yourself, from your own space to your computer, right? You have to change something in the system. You have to change some files, delete some files, reorganize some files, maybe put a new CPU, put a new board of this, a new board of that, some new drives, and you're ready to go. But you gotta do it because, especially, it's the 4, so you have to cut something. You have to choose in which angles you're gonna cut. You have to choose to whom you're gonna show that and to whom you're gonna cut as well. And as well, once again, when I say cut somebody, it's not literally, oh, not friends anymore, get the fuck out of here. No. Let's say you were, every time you guys talked, you talked about everything. Now you talk just about something. You don't go 80%, you go like 20%. You don't need to cancel, you don't need to kill all of your relationships. You need to mediate them. You need to make more sense, be more logical, have more structure. All right? Especially with the 4 of Cups. It's very important to have that purpose. Okay? Not only making sense logically, but that relationship, for an example, that you guys are fixated in and that gives you a feeling of uniqueness, it gotta be purposeful. You gotta have a meaning behind that. Not just sex, not just paying the bills, not just we know each other for 20 years. No. That you gotta be real, you gotta have that in your head, but coming from a lower space, and that's the purpose, and you know it clearly. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you very much for watching. It will be the end of today's live stream. If you want a reading, don't hesitating on calling me. I will do it as soon as I have time for it and energy. I never do readings when I'm not... This is gonna sound weird, but I never do readings when I don't feel like it. But I have a Taurus moon. My feelings make a lot of sense. And then I have the Aquarius sun, so Basically, my life is a whole lesson about making sense about my feelings, and I can say I've graduated some degrees, so I know that it's not like, oh, I don't feel it. No, it's when my energy levels are not sufficient enough to do the readings, I will not do it. And that's a sign of a great astrologer. And actually, I have to do a video about this because I'm not an astrologer, I'm a spiritualist. Because back in the day, a few months ago, I'll be like, you have these people that say, I'm an artist, I'm a professor, I'm a YouTuber. And I'm like, I'm not. And I don't want to be, neither I want to be seen as one thing. Because that's another level, but most times when you ask, oh, who are you? Oh, I'm John and I work in retail. And I'm like, the fuck? I didn't ask you about your job. Ask who you are. Oh, I'm John and I live in New York. I didn't ask you about your address, you know what I'm saying? So people already have that in their minds. Oh, I'm this. I'm Richard and I'm an artist. Oh, I'm Bella and I'm a saloon owner. No, 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 no. You are a being that chose those routine and patterns as a preference. You are not those things. And I was like, bro, because I make paintings, I do gaming, I make videos, I make readings, I make different types of readings, tarot, astrology, personal consultations. I do music as well. I'm not very invested in that in the moment, but I never forget. What else? There was so many things. I even have a paper talking about that. But I think that's enough. Like, so all the things that I was: astrologer, tarot reader, painter, gamer slash streamer, right? YouTuber, YouTuber in spirituality and gaming. I was a musician, and there was more things, but it was those are the areas basically, and then you can, because in art, Stitch is experiment 6 to 6. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 2 is 14, which is a 5. Oh, okay, so it's more emotional. And then I remember he had the 6 to 5. He was as strong as Stitch, but he was super lazy and distracted, and he just loved eating some sandwiches. But it makes sense being a 5 because the experiments they get activated when they touch water. 6 to 6. But even saying 6 to 6, it looks like it has a message. 6 to 6. You got it? Got it. Hey bro, 6 to 6. Got it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I was like, bro, I don't want to say I'm an artist because then I do tarot readings, I do videos, I do gaming, and I don't want to say I'm a gamer because I do readings, I do paintings, I do streaming, I do music, and I don't want to say I'm an astrologer, especially, bro, even I had in my Instagram on the Portuguese page saying astrologer, and I changed it to spiritualist because I'm not an astrologer. I use astrology as a tool to understand spirituality. I use tarot as a tool to understand spirituality. I use numerology as a tool to understand spirituality, aka my spirit and the environments, you know what I'm saying? So, I think the best description is I'm a spiritualist because everything I do is based, it comes from my spirit. So, what I'm doing is my spirit. You know what I'm saying? But that's for that was just end of live stream conclusion. All right. So, thank you very much, everybody and every spirit for watching. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions. A whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Remember to follow your individuality to maintain your sanity, and remember that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. Until the next time, Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out.